Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this edition of Mikey's Movie Rampage. All right, now, before we get into today's episode, I just want to say thank you to all the subscribers. Thank you for the views. Thank you for all that you do. Without you, this channel wouldn't exist. All right? So, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's episode. Now, on today's episode, we're going to talk about a movie that's not due out until May of 2025. So we've got a little ways to go yet before this film comes out. But since I've seen the last film, I have been waiting for this part to come out. It seems like ever since Marvel did the Infinity War and then went into Avengers Endgame, where they made it like a two-parter episode film. A lot of the filmmakers are starting to do that now for some daggum reason. So we had Fast and the Furious 10, which was split up into a two-parter. Still waiting for the second part to it. And then we had this film, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Now, the first part to this was Dead Reckoning, and this is called The Final Reckoning. So this film's not due out until May of 2025, but I'm highly excited to see where this film goes. It's directed by Christopher McQuarrie, who also directed some other great films, such as Jack Reacher. He also did Way of the Gun from, I think it was 2000 when it came out. And he also did Mission Impossible Fallout. Now, when I look this up, he's done, if I'm not mistaken, he has directed the last 3 of the Mission Impossible films that have been released. So we know what to expect from this guy. Action, action, action. All right. So the movie, of course, stars the great Tom Cruise, who plays Ethan Hunt, and he also played in the film Days of Thunder, Top Gun, and Cocktail. So 3 great films right there. I mean, it's Tom Cruise. He does put out some good films, and he does put out some bad films, but we won't go into those. So the film also stars Haley Atwell, who plays Grace, and she also played in Captain America: The First Avenger, Christopher Robin, and a film called Blinded by the Light. Now, I have not seen Christopher Robin. I have not seen Blinded by the Light, but I did watch, of course, Captain America: The First Avenger, because it is a Marvel film, and I am a Marvel fan. So, great film. And it also stars a Vanessa Kirby, who plays White Widow, and she also played in Fast and the Furious's Hobbs and Shaw. She also played in Jupiter Ascending, and she played in a little film called Kill Command. Now, I've seen all 3 of these films. Jupiter Ascending left a little bit to be desired, but it wasn't totally her fault. But Kill Command is I want to say, not really a low budget, but is a direct to DVD release about a scientist that creates these robots and uses them for military purposes, and they get loose on this island. They start killing people. So they send in this military team to go in and try to contain the situation. It's a very good sci-fi flick. If you've never seen it, it's a decent watch. Hobbs and Shaw was fantastic. Had Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and of course Jason Statham was in it. It was a fantastic film. Now, that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the trailer for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. Here we go.
Our lives are not defined by any one action. Our lives are the sum of our choices.
Everything you are, everything you've done, has come to this. When the need for certainty is absolute and the odds are deemed impossible, the mission falls to him.
Should he choose to accept?
For every life you tried to save, you gambled millions more. And now the fate of every living soul on Earth is your responsibility.
That's the pattern, isn't it? You refuse to sacrifice the ones you hold close.
You've always been on the right side, brother. I have no regrets. Neither should you.
I need you to trust me. One last time.
All right, so there you go. There's the trailer for Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. The plot of the film, although there was nothing really there when I looked it up, I guess because it hasn't been actually released yet until May. But on the hunt to track down a terrifying new weapon that threatens all of humanity, the IMF team is confronted by a new powerful enemy. Ethan is forced to consider that nothing can matter more than the mission, not even the lives of those he cares about most. Now, that right there is an ominous feel to the plot of the film that lets you know that somebody's going to freaking die. Somebody from the IF team is going to die in this film. And I hate to say it because he's a great addition to he's a great character in the film. I think it's going to be Ving Rhames' character. Um, I love Ving Rhames in these movies. He's fantastic. They're all fantastic. Simon Pegg is fantastic. Tom Cruise is all right in this film. The only movie that I think that Tom Cruise ever made that I didn't really like was uh probably I want to say The Mummy, that Mummy remake. He deserves to be shot for that film. Yeah, that movie was terrible. I'm sorry, but it just was. It was a thrown together film that was supposed to uh, be part of this Universal movie monster movie, rehash. But it was terrible. It was awful. It was god awful, and it wasn't because of the Mummy because she was great, but Tom Cruise was just something about Tom Cruise in that film. The story was just off. I mean, it was just weird. But anyways, that's about the only film that I've ever seen Tom Cruise do that I didn't really like, other than that one. So I'm looking for big things from this film. Even though I think, like I said, one of my main characters is going to die, which is Ving Rhames, because Ving Rhames has been fantastic in every single one of these films. Um, a lot of people didn't really care that much for the Mission Impossible franchise, but I actually enjoy it. I enjoy it quite a bit. Of course, I am a fan of James Bond too, so I like the spy stuff. But yeah, I'm highly excited to see this film. I can't wait to see how it comes about. Um, the last one was pretty gritty. I expect the same thing out of this one. A lot of grittiness, a lot of action, a lot of dark stuff. Um, there's a lot going on in this film, and like I said, it's all leading up to one big finale. And I'm hoping, in a way, that this is the last film because it's run its course. I mean, there's been like what 8, 9 parts to it already. I think it's about done. It's run its course. Um, so I am highly excited to see this film. I'm pretty sure there's a few people that are not, but I am. So hopefully it does well. For one final last hurrah. Um, but we'll just have to wait and see until May and find out how it's going to be part of I think leading into one of the big, one of the bigger summer blockbuster films. They tend to do that right around May, July, June and July. A lot of blockbusters coming out, big name stars playing in films. So we'll just have to see how it goes. But that I'm looking for big things out of this film. I think it's going to be fantastic, and that's my opinion on this film. So we'll just have to wait and see. But that being said, we're going to go ahead and end the video here. Um, so coming up on Thursday, we're going to have a classic movie buffet theater. Got a decent one lined up for you. I hope y'all enjoy that one. And then we'll see you back here again on Sunday for Supernatural Sunday. So, with that being said, I hope to see you guys again on Thursday for Classic Movie Buffet Theater. Until then, have a good one, and we will see you guys later. Bye bye.